We're finally talking about movement in the last stretch of the How to Lose Weight in 90 Days and Keep It Off series. Let's talk about how we're going to add movement into our busy lives. Let's go. Welcome to the Overweighted Podcast, where we get real about the struggles of being obese and needing to lose a whole lot of weight. My name's Malaika. I'm your host, weight loss mentor and coach. Join me on my personal weight loss journey to lose about 200 pounds, and as I share my very real experiences, plus some simple, successful, and sustainable weight loss tips and mindset shifts so that we can mark lose weight off of our to-do list for good. So I wanted to give you some tips on adding movement into your busy lifestyle. And we're just now talking about movement because mainly nutrition is going to make the biggest impact on our weight loss goals for those of us that have a significant amount of weight to lose. And so that's why we're just starting to talk about movement and exercise in this series. But it's still really important. And we should add movement in, not just for the weight loss benefits, but also just because of the overall benefits of our health. So I want to talk about some ways that we can add it in easily. But before I do, I want to invite you into a Transformation Tribe. I have a 7-day fitness challenge coming up. It's the Rock Your Workout Challenge. And if you go to malaikaburley.com/network, you can join us for free in Transformation Tribe and get access to that 7-day fitness challenge. So make sure to join us. The challenge is going to start at the beginning of July. So go ahead and join us now, because you also get access to Transformation Tribe. And so you'll get the tips and be able to get to know one another and encourage one another up until the actual challenge starts. And then after the challenge, you'll still be able to stay a part of Transformation Tribe as well. All right, so let's get into these tips on how to add movement into your busy lifestyle. So it's suggested that we do about 30 minutes of exercise at least 5 days a week. Like, that's the minimum, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I'm sure not all of us are doing that. I may or may not be doing that myself. I'm not going to say. But it's recommended that we do at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, for like optimum health benefits. And in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I was pretty much doing nothing. I would take the kids to the park and we would walk around the park and explore parks when I first started, but that was pretty much the only exercise I was getting at that time. It wasn't easy at the size that I was, but there's some simple ways that you can add movement in, and I wanted to talk about that. The first thing I would say, though, is track your movement for 1 week and see where you are. So you can kind of see how far off you are from that 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. Okay, so track your movement for an entire week and kind of see where you are, and then just gradually work your way up to that recommended amount. Okay. The first tip that I want to give you is to look at your schedule and actually schedule in the exercise. So figure out times where you have 30-minute time blocks in your schedule and plug your exercise in there. And you can even look for exercise classes that will fit within your schedule. If there's not an exercise class at your gym during that time that works for you, you could even do exercise classes, like there's on-demand classes or pre-recorded classes that you can do. You can check out YouTube and find some exercise videos on there. But look at your schedule and schedule it in, especially if you're the type of person that is a real stickler with their schedule, which is not me. But I know some people, if it's not on their schedule, they won't do it. So take a look at your schedule and schedule in your activity and make it a priority, just like anything else that's on your schedule. And when looking at your schedule, if you have a regular job, maybe what you can do is fit that exercise in during your lunch break and get it in during that time, if that's really the only time that you have during the day. So that's the first tip, is to look at your schedule and schedule it in. So the second thing I would suggest is, if you can't fit it anywhere in your schedule, is to either get up earlier and do it in the morning before you really get your day going, or do it in the evening. So maybe setting the alarm 30 minutes earlier so you can get that 30 minutes of exercise in. Or if you want to push back your bedtime 30 minutes later and then do that exercise during that time. But make the space for it outside of your schedule if it doesn't really fit within your current schedule. So either the 30 minutes ahead or the 30 minutes after. And the third thing I want to let you know is that if you cannot get the 30 minutes in, you can break it up and just get 30 minutes throughout the day. So maybe you're only noticing in your schedule that you have some 15-minute blocks of time. So you could take 2 15-minute blocks and do your exercise or your movement during that time, and that will still count for your 30 minutes. Or if you have 10-minute blocks, then maybe you're breaking it up into 3 10-minute blocks throughout the day. Either way, that's still going to work for you. That still counts as your 30 minutes a day. So look at how you can break it up. If you don't see 30-minute blocks or you're not about that life of getting up earlier to get it in, then look for 15 or even 10-minute blocks throughout your day that you can get that extra movement in. So if you're thinking, I don't have 30 minutes to schedule, I don't have 15 or even 10-minute blocks to be able to do this exercise, or if you are just like, I just don't want to do it, period, what I would suggest is just to do something, do a little bit more than what you're currently doing. So like, let's say for instance, you are watching TV. You can get up and move during the commercial breaks, whether you're just walking in place or you're stretching, you're walking around your house. Or if you're watching YouTube and the ad breaks come up, then you could do exercise during that time. Another suggestion is maybe after dinner that you walk a block around your neighborhood, or if you are like, you don't even have time for that, then just walk around your house. The whole point is just to really get more movement in, whatever that looks like for you. And another thing that you can do just to add more movement in is like if you go to the store, maybe you park a little bit farther back, and then that'll give you some more movement as you're walking into and out of the store as well. So just think of some of the ways that you can just do a little bit more than what you're doing right now. And the last suggestion I have is to increase your NEAT. So that's non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So your NEAT, that is like the energy that's expended or the calories that are burned for everything that you do that's not sleeping, it's not eating, and not like sports-like exercise or intentional exercise. So it's the energy that you're expending with unintentional exercise or unintentional movement of your body. So even something like fidgeting or typing, tapping your foot, that's moving your body, and that is a part of your NEAT. So think of ways that you can increase your NEAT, like simple activities that you can do. So for example, I needed to reorganize our bookshelf in the living room. And so I sat down and reorganized the bookshelf. And that was one way for me to increase my NEAT. Or maybe if you do laundry and you typically just throw the laundry in the dresser drawer. Well, one thing you could do is actually fold the clothes before you put them in the drawer. And that's just adding additional movement, and that's increasing your NEAT. So think of like little simple ways like that you can move your body a little bit more, and that's going to help increase your NEAT, and it's going to add more movement into your day. So like I mentioned, track your movement, see where you are, and then work on increasing that a little bit more, however you can fit that into your day. And while you're doing that, make sure that you are rewarding yourself for hitting milestones, and work your way up to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's the minimum recommendation. And don't forget to join us in the tribe for the 7-day fitness challenge. It's the Rock Your Workout Challenge. It's going to be 7 days of fun fitness. I would love to have you in there. And you can join us at malaikaburley.com/network. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you got any value out of this or something just really resonated with you, can you do me a favor and leave a review? It helps others find the show so that it could help them too. Also, I'd love to connect with you on other platforms. I'm Malaika Burley on IG and YouTube. And go grab my free webinar, The 5 Keys to Simple, Successful, and Sustainable Weight Loss at malaikaburley.com. And of course, all of those links are in the show notes. Thanks again, and have a blessed day.